A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant diplomatic confrontation, Australia's Foreign Minister Penny Wong has been accused by her Israeli counterpart, Gideon Sa'ar, of abandoning Israel during its most challenging year. This accusation arose from a phone conversation that reportedly escalated into a sharp verbal clash, reflecting the growing rift between the two nations amid the ongoing conflict in Gaza. The situation has become increasingly complex as both countries navigate their positions on humanitarian issues and international law. Reports indicate that the call between Wong and Sa'ar took place on Tuesday, with both ministers expressing their respective views on the ongoing crisis. Wong's spokesperson characterized the conversation as direct but respectful, emphasizing Australia's focus on the humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza and its commitment to a two-state solution aimed at achieving lasting peace for both Israelis and Palestinians. The call ended on a cordial note, with an agreement to maintain communication. Arriving in London on the same day, Wong reiterated Australia's concerns about the humanitarian situation in Gaza, highlighting the urgent need for humanitarian assistance and the release of hostages. She stated, Australia, alongside the United Kingdom, Canada, New Zealand, Japan, and many other countries, have been calling for a ceasefire, for the release of hostages, and for the provision of aid into Gaza. This stance reflects a broader international sentiment, as many nations advocate for immediate humanitarian relief. However, Sa'ar expressed disappointment over Australia's perceived distancing from Israel, particularly in international forums during a time when Israel is confronting its most formidable adversaries. He took issue with a recent speech by Wong, in which he suggested that Australia expected Israel to comply with international law in a manner similar to authoritarian regimes such as Russia and China. Sa'ar countered this by asserting that Israel is a democratic state that upholds the rule of law and has an independent judiciary. He highlighted Israel's ongoing struggle against a radical axis led by Iran, which he claims is supported by Russia and China. Wong has clarified that her comments were not intended to equate Israel with authoritarian regimes, but to stress Australia's interest in ensuring compliance with international law by all nations. This clarification came in response to backlash from Australia's Jewish community, which expressed outrage over her remarks. The diplomatic tensions have been exacerbated by Australia's recent voting patterns at the United Nations, where it has sided with the majority against Israel in several resolutions. Notably, Australia broke a two-decade-long tradition by supporting a resolution calling for Israel to withdraw from the West Bank and Gaza. This shift prompted a strong reaction from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who condemned the decision as scandalous and accused the Albanese government of harboring anti-Israel sentiments. Adding to the diplomatic strain, Australia's refusal to grant a visa to former Israeli Justice Minister Ayelet Sheikh, who has been criticized for her controversial views on Israeli settlements and actions in Gaza, has drawn further ire from Israeli officials. Sa'ar questioned Wong on how Australia would respond if Israel treated a former Australian minister similarly. As the conflict in Gaza continues to escalate, with reports indicating that over 45,000 people have died as a result of Israel's retaliatory campaigns since Hamas' incursion last October, the relationship between Australia and Israel is being put to the test. The coalition in Australia has criticized the Albanese government for its diminishing support for Israel and accused it of failing to address rising anti-Semitism within the country. This political clash has intensified following a recent arson attack on the Adass Israel Synagogue in Melbourne, which authorities have declared a terrorist incident. Wong has rejected allegations from Netanyahu and the coalition that the government is responsible for the arson attack, labeling such claims as reckless and politically motivated. She noted, turning this into a political fight is reckless even for opposition leader Peter Dutton. The complexities of international relations in this context highlight the delicate balance that Australia must strike as it navigates its foreign policy amidst a backdrop of humanitarian crises and geopolitical tensions. The ongoing dialogue between Wong and Sa'ar, while fraught with disagreement, underscores the importance of continued communication between the two nations as they seek to address the pressing issues at hand. As the situation develops, both countries will need to find common ground to rebuild their historically strong relationship while addressing the humanitarian needs of those affected by the ongoing conflict in Gaza. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, So hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.